Hey everyone, a lot of you guys have been asking me to make an updated Harley tutorial video, so here it is. Harley is still a very good hero in the current meta. He's just a little bit overshadowed by other OP mage heroes, but if they're all banned, then Harley is still a great pick. What makes Harley so good is that he can put a lot of pressure in the early game and disrupt the enemy's early farm. But that's also his weakness. If you don't manage to put enough pressure in the early game with Harley, then the game will become a lot harder, since Harley doesn't scale that well in the late game. He's still good in the late game, just not as deadly. So that's why I will show you how to maximize his early to mid game in order to put maximum pressure to your enemies. Before the game starts, pay very close attention who you are facing, especially those heroes that have CC or that can one-shot you. When facing those heroes, you have to have a quick reaction with your second skill so you can escape before they can stun you. In this case, they have Kufra, Guinevere, and Somba Kagura. Hayabusa is a special case because he can one-shot you if he is very fed and you're alone. At the start of the game, I like buying a single magic necklace first for the mana, and then buy the jungle item. When clearing the wave, if you don't have great heroes to harass the enemies, such as Kaja or Grog, then don't bother harassing the enemies if they are not out of position. Just focus on clearing the wave fast. This is the build I recommend. It's very effective from early to late game. I rather use Genius 1 than Divine Glaive because it provides extra movement speed and you usually want to focus on the damage dealers anyway. They will rarely have more than one magic resistant item, so Genius 1 and Arcane Boots should be enough. The only time I will recommend Divine Glaive over Genius 1 is when the enemies have 2 tanks and your team need to deal more damage against them. Try to poke your enemies as much as you can, so when you have your ultimate available, they won't be at full HP and will be easier to kill. In the early game, don't be afraid to use your ultimate even against tanks. Use it whenever you have the chance, even just to harass the enemies so they have to go back to base and can farm. The most important thing that you have to remember when you're playing Harley is that you have to constantly keep roaming around and putting as much pressure as possible. You should try your best to disrupt the enemy's farm. To be a good mid player, you have to constantly pay attention to the map and determine your next course of action. Some of the things to pay the closest attention will be if there's enemy with low HP, if they already used their ult, and how many of them are together, and so on. This kind of data gathering will come as naturally as you keep playing, and of course watching my video, so don't forget to like and subscribe. If the target is guaranteed to die, use your emoji to assert dominance. That will instill fear into the enemies. By the way, in case you didn't know, when you use Harley's second skill and you use it again to go back to the hat, the second skill will have a longer cooldown, so only go back to the hat when it's truly necessary. Unfortunately, without Lightning Truncheon, your damage output is not amazing, so try to farm it as soon as possible. Watching this gameplay again, I definitely could have killed the Hayabusa there. I thought that with Selena's trap I would deal enough damage to kill him before he could use his ultimate. But if I have been paying close attention and also more focused to the game, I should have realized that even if Hayabusa ulted me, I still would have survived and could have killed him afterwards. But don't worry too much about the mistakes, just know what was the mistake and try to correct them. I know a lot of us likes to beat ourselves for every single mistake, but instead I recommend that we should pay more attention to the things that we do well and try to replicate and improve on them. I think that's a better way to develop our gameplay. I saw Kagura has low HP, so even with the ult, I can either steal the minion or get a kill. When you know your ult is going to kill the target, just walk away. One of the worst feelings is to know that you are dead no matter what after Harley has ulted you. My ult was still available. I thought I could get another kill. Was it worth? Probably not. When playing against heroes that you know have really nasty CC, like Kufra, you have to react very fast with your second skill. Harley will die instantly if he is caught in one of those stuns. You want to play as sneaky as possible and predicts the enemy path. If you can do that, you'll improve your Harley gameplay by a lot. A good indication that you're playing the right way when the enemy start calling you a camper.